What if I told you you could change the world with just one thought? What if I told you you could be a king? Anything you desired, boy, anything on a plate, all within your power to create. I know somewhere in the darkness there's a story meant for me, where I always know exactly what to say. I know somewhere some surprising ending waits for me to tell it my own way. Be the hero of your story if you can. Be the champion in the fight, not just the man. Don't depend on other people to put paper next to pen. Be the hero of your story, boy, and then you can rise to be the hero once again.
Oh my
Here
God.
comes all my friends. Hello, Theater 444 friends. Oh my goodness.
Hello. Oh my God, look how many people are here. No.
Yeah.
Hello.
Are we on?
I'm not
Is
sure
this thing on?
creating the echo, but I have an echo.
Oh. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
RJ, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. I had the YouTube stream running. That's why I was getting the echo.
Okay.
Hello, folks. Toby's already singing along. No surprise there. My friend Toby. So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining tonight for our cast interview and show promo here. You guys have been promoing all over the place around the Finger Lakes. You've been at the farm or the oh my gosh, downtown. You were downtown for something.
First Friday.
Yeah, first Friday, and then you were at the coffee shop today. Or was that today?
Saturday.
Saturday. Pam, do you want to just sort of give us a setup if there's anybody out there listening or watching that isn't familiar with the story? Can you just kind of give us a quick, Big Fish is the story of kind of thing?
Well, it's kind of complicated. It's not that simple. I mean, Big Fish is the story of a father and a son and their relationship. But it's about so many more things. And I'm hoping some of you all want to talk about that more. So I'm going to leave it up to them to talk more about what it's really about. I'm surprised how many people don't know Big Fish. It really surprises me because I just remember the movie and loved it so much. And the music in this musical is just beautiful. It's beautiful. So I'm excited for people to see it as a brand new story because a lot of people just don't know it. Hi, Alex.
Thanks for joining us online, Alex. Yeah, Pam, I'm kind of one of those people because I loved the movie. I think you and I probably saw it.
Yeah.
We loved this movie, and I have kind of I've stayed. I don't know a lot about the musical. Like I intentionally. Sometimes I like to go when given the opportunity. I love to go in. Like I don't know. I haven't heard a drop of the music. I can't wait. So, why don't we? I think I'm going to start. And now he was having some freezing issues. I'm going to try to start with Pat.
Okay.
But I think.
No, yeah, he's good.
Oh, cool. Good, Pat. So why don't you jump us off? Tell us about this Edward Bloom guy.
Edward Bloom guy. So yeah. So if, without giving too much away, Big Fish is at its center a story about a father and son and mother / wife with a lot of other things as part of their story together. So I'm playing Edward towards the autumn of his life. In our version, again, not to not to provide any spoilers, but in our version, the character of Edward is being played by two different individuals, and I'm playing him in the autumn of his life. And at that point, it's very much an exploration of fathers and sons, and how their relationship has not bloomed throughout
I see what you did there.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting to see a lot of the dynamics that I think most people will be familiar with. Anyone who's had a relationship with a parent or a father or a mother or a wife. Although there are some elements of this show that are fantastical, they're all grounded, I think, in some kind of reality that you may not realize until closer to the end of the show, but it all sort of ties back into really those relationships, the father, son, wife, mother relationships.
Cool. Thank you. And so, Damon, how do you, you're playing younger Edward?
Yes.
So how add to that if you can, how do you feel about this and sort of the power of storytelling, maybe?
Oh man. I mean, I've been, and as Pam probably can already guess, I'm going to say that I'm having so much fun. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun. It's really cool to play. I don't want to say this side, but this part of Edward, some of it kind of how he sees himself, some of it just inside the stories that he tells. And as you can see here, the images that we're putting up, it's also a lot of fun to be with Jack. He is phenomenal. He's very smart. And he's awesome to work with, and to he's not hard to build a relationship with, and to be on stage and share the stage with him has been a pleasure. Just to kind of play with that father-son relationship and live out those stories. That's been something that I've been really enjoying, and just kind of bringing out the life and Edward Bloom is something that I've really liked within this show. So
one of the things about Edward Bloom is that he's a storyteller, and he tells a lot of stories, and they're fantasy and they're overblown and exciting, and he makes himself a hero in most of the stories that he tells. And so when we go back and we see the stories come alive with Damon's character, we see him interacting with giants and witches and werewolves and mermaids and all kinds of magical creatures. And so the story has kind of two sides to it. There's a reality of the relationship between these two men, and then there's also this fantasy storyline that kind of follows them through their lives. Yeah. And Joe plays his son as an adult. You want to talk, Joe, about Will?
Sure, yeah. So Will is a reporter by trade. He's a facts man. And that's kind of the origin of some of the conflict between Will and Edward, is that Edward's lens is very much the storytelling that we just talked about, whereas Will sees things, one of the lines is he only sees things in black and white. It's very, fact or fiction for him. And it's not that that's necessarily wrong, or, one or the other isn't necessarily wrong. It's just that sometimes, knowledge isn't the same as wisdom, and truth isn't always captured by facts. And I think that's really one of the major themes that the show explores, is what is truth beyond facts, and how do we use stories to help us deal with facts that sometimes we can't deal with, which happens in life. Some things you can only deal with through storytelling or through music or through, producing musicals, for example. We use art to grapple with the things that are too difficult to grapple with from a factual standpoint sometimes. And so I think that's part of the journey that Will goes on, is hopefully learning that lesson from his dad.
Yeah, and before I pivot to the more fantastical bits, the one kind of person that here is a family member, if you scoot that iPhone to the side a little bit there, Joe, is Marilla, who plays young Sandra. So tell us a little bit about her and how does she fit into the story?
So my character is Edward Bloom's wife. Like when they first meet and when they start their family, and Joe's character is little, which is where Jack comes in. Damon was talking about Jack. So my character enters as a very young girl, and I think Edward Bloom unlocks this world of fantasy for her character, that she's on one path and then he comes along and completely derails it. And I think it's because he's so good at taking the everyday kind of boring life and turning it into something fantastic. And so my character sees that and says yes to that, and you see them connect over their love of making the normal fantastic. And in the beginning of the show, you get to see them kind of build their life and their bond and set it up for when you see them in the autumn of their life, where Pat and Laura come in.
So I'm intrigued to hear how some of our more fantastical folks here are approaching this story, and the line between reality and fantasy, and where you see your character. So I'm going to pick on Alana first.
I'm going to stop you for a sec. I'm going to show you a quick video.
Oh, yeah.
Of Marilla.
And then I'll jump to you, Alana. Get ready.
Yeah. Marilla and Damon have this beautiful duet, and I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. So let's see.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I find myself also wanting to say that I think it's part of Pam's evil master plan to see just how high she can get Damon to sing at any given moment.
Yeah, I have
coming off of In Pieces. If any of our friends here were saw the beautiful production of In Pieces, Damon scrapped the stratosphere of notes in that show too. So I was like,
I think he did. Sweeney was higher, I think, wasn't it?
Oh,
Damon?
yeah, Sweeney was. It was almost like I wasn't even a tenor. It was like I was branching into being like a first alto in that show.
Alto and piano world over here.
Let me again. I want to just take a quick shout out to all of our also Theater 444 friends that are out there watching. Thank you for throwing the comments in. Ronnie's got a comment in there, and Jen and Alex and Toby, thank you for watching us. I really appreciate that. So I'll give I want to talk a little bit about the music specifically, so I'll give Meredith that heads up. But first, again, I want to visit some of these fantastical characters. So, Alana, it's my understanding that you play the witch.
Yes, my name is
Tell us about-
Alana. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My name is Alana Overstreet Gibson, and I play the witch. I am one of those people who did not know about Big Fish or didn't know the story of Big Fish. I just like to be at any show that Pam is doing. So, and I try to find characters that I can play because I just miss being on stage and I love to perform. So, being cast as the witch, I actually see myself as a big fish in a little pond of Geneva. So I relate in that way because I also feel as though there are many big fish in this small town, and you don't get to experience them at the fullest of their potential, or unless they're in the niche of what they do. So like in theater, I feel like I'm 100% doing what I love to do, or like when I'm helping the community and stuff like that. So that's how I relate. I guess I could relate to the witch as well, with like giving people the okay to, be the fantastical, just I'm giving you the okay to see yourself doing the things that you want to do, or imagining yourself in that creative warrior finishing, or you don't have to be small-minded in a small town. You can go there, so being okay to go there. So I guess that I am the witch too. Yes. Okay. But yeah, I enjoy the show so far. I love the people that we work with. But I really do see the witch as someone who's just kind of given Mr. Bloom the okay to dive into all the things that he's, imagining, all the things that he's enjoying or want to enjoy in life. And I'm just like, go ahead, do that. Yeah. I'm with it.
I love that.
Yeah, the witch shows him how he's going to die in her. And throughout the show, he just people keep asking him how he's going to die, and he's like, I don't want to spoil the ending for you. So he just keeps saying it over and over again. I'm not going to tell you, so you don't find out. So
right.
I love that. Before I'm gonna jump to Nadia and Wendy in a second, but I want to go to another named or another big character. Ha 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 ha. The giant is Avi. Now, Pam, you have both pictures. Do you have pictures and video, or just?
I have pictures of Avi.
I like popcorn.
Somebody's talking. Somebody's got something.
I think that's Alana's child.
Here's Avi. Avi's first day.
Mom.
Yeah.
So are those those technically like construction stilts, Avi? Like that?
Yeah, those are drywall stilts.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell him how it feels to be up there on those things.
How it feels to be up there on the stilts. It's like, honestly, the way I would describe it is just like wearing really big shoes. Like it feels like I'm just wearing massive boots that go all the way up to my knees and all the way down to 2 feet below me. And like at first it was a little bit shaky, but I've gotten used to it now. And now I can just have fun up there. It's great.
He was doing a grapevine today. For our folks know what a grapevine is. He was doing a grapevine in the stilts today.
Yeah, he was doing better with his dance moves today on the stilts than I was. I still had to get around to getting up to his level. He was standing on the stilt.
It's pretty risky with those, Avi.
Yeah.
So, Nadia and Wendy, Pam was telling me that.
RJ, it's Natalie. Natalie.
What did I say?
Nadia.
Oh, I'm sorry. Natalie. You could be Nadia.
I could be Nadia. Yeah, that's fine.
Natalie, Wendy. Pam was saying that this ensemble is small, but kind of small and mighty because you play a ton of different characters and you're in the show the majority of the time. So just if you both would tell us a little bit about some of the important connective tissue in the people that you bring to the story.
Wendy, would you like to go first?
Go ahead.
Oh,
Nadia.
okay. So, with a story as big as Big Fish, it's important to flesh it out with a lot of people, and a lot of different people specifically. And one of the ways that Big Fish does that is having this cast of fantastical creatures like a giant and a witch and a mermaid. But the other way that Big Fish accomplishes this is by having just a plethora of normal people. So there's the townspeople of Ashton, where Edward Bloom is from, and there's people in attendance of a wedding, and there's things like that that really make this feel whole. So
Natalie plays one of the Alabama Lambs, which is like, which is Sandra's like two girlfriends, and the three of them are a trio. They sing together. I think I have a video of that.
You should, yeah.
Let me find that video. I've got it somewhere.
Worth the ticket. Worth the ticket. Worth 2 tickets to see the Alabama.
To see what, Marilla?
To see the Alabama Lambs.
Oh, to see the Lambs, yeah.
So it's the two of you and Marley, is that right?
Yeah, there's three Alabama Lambs, and we come out with a slam and dance number that wows us. We're trying to get into a circus. That's another one that comes up.
Nice.
And I can't find it.
All right. Well, when you find it, we'll jump to it. Wendy.
I found it.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
there that is.
Okay, I started it.
Count us in.
1, 2.
Shim, shim, I'm a little lamb from Alabama. Flim, flam, I'm a little lamb from Alabama. Waiting to be fed, hoping to be led by a little shepherd boy from M-I-S-S-I-P-P. I wham, bam, like a little lamb from Alabama. Hot damn, who's a little lamb from Alabama? I'm a little miss, praying for a kiss. Just a little lamb from Alabama. Yeah.
Beautiful. How fun
Yeah.
is that?
Very. I gotta say, this is, I think the little lamb dance that we do and the like song that we sing is one of the most catchy things in the show, because I will walk by people and they will just be humming this. It's like stuck in everybody's head.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Except mine.
It's always how it goes.
Yeah.
Tell us how you fit into this crazy circus, Wendy.
Oh, speaking of circus.
So I am a juggler that wants to be in the circus, but can't really juggle. But I try really hard. I have regular juggling balls, then I go to a little bit bigger of a juggling ball, and then I just give up and I have one great big giant ball that I'm trying to use to juggle. And somehow he keeps me around because I'm in the scenes once the circus has actually started, even though he tells me it has no use for me, I'm still there. So that is one of my roles. I am also part of the Witch's Brood, and part of I have a crazy townswoman part that I'm playing, and I'm not going to give away any more than that. I was just telling Damon tonight, I'm kind of over developing her, and it's been lots of fun. She's going to be a lot of fun to play. and I am also the doctor's wife. So Pete Saraceno and I are the doctor couple. Yeah, so
That's great. I saw Pete over the weekend, and he said he was having a ball with the show.
yeah.
Ma, you have a goal too by the end of the show. By the time we're putting the show up, don't you have a goal that you have set in mind?
Well, I fully intend to really know how to juggle.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I've gotten it so that I can do all 3 balls one time around. And I'm getting there.
That's a start.
RJ, there are right now, only as of right now, there are 6 wigs in my kitchen right now that I'm working on.
There's 4 on my table.
Yeah. It's definitely they're playing a lot of people. They're playing a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't know how I go through the various hairdos that I have to for the various parts that I'm playing. Yeah, that's one of those wigs I hope is for me.
Yeah, I'm working on that one.
Pam, I'm gonna.
I go back to Avi. I want to talk to Avi about the giant a little bit. Talk about the giant, Avi.
Yeah, the giant. I think the giant in Big Fish is kind of, it's like the first little look at the fantastical of the musical. So it's like in the very first number, all of a sudden there's all these people singing and dancing about, oh, these wonderful things. And then an 8-foot tall man walks out on stage and you see it for the first time. I think the giant he's just like a wow factor for the audience. And he's also kind of that wow factor for Edward Bloom within the context of the story. So, yeah.
Yeah, they become best friends.
I think that's a good point, Avi. I think it's also I think it's an exciting moment because so many times there's like, you have to suspend your imagination when you're going to see a show. And in this show, there's real magic that happens. And that's the first moment when the giant walks out and the audience gets to know, oh, we're going to see real fantastic magic. We're not just going to have to pretend. Like that's a real giant right there. So I think that's a really great point. It's a clue that you're going to see a lot of magic in this show, and that has been a lot of fun to create and imagine together.
And also it's been really fun being the short guy in the room too.
Been a long time since that was the case.
Yeah, a good handful of years for sure.
That's so cool, and thank you, Merle. That's an interesting component of this too. We're having to suspend our disbelief, and just sort of give into things, and this time they're actually gonna be right there. I'm thinking logistically, and don't tell me how. How you're making your entrances from the doors, as I understand them in the black box. I'm trying to put my mind around how that's going to happen, but I'm picturing this just giant hook they hang you on in the back while you're. But anyway,
superstar on those stilts. He is such a superstar on those stilts.
I have become an expert at looking for roughly 3-foot high surfaces to pop a squat on.
To perch
that's what all
on.
These pictures. That's what that picture of me on the railing is. I used to, when we were not in the black box yet, I would sit on the upright piano in the corner.
My husband says he has a job as a drywall hanger for you when you're all done. Bobby, if you're in
Great.
That's a marketable skill right there, my man.
Let's go. Yeah, excellent resume listing right there.
I want to, so if I can, I would like to pivot to Meredith to talk a little bit about just sort of the music, how you approached it as the music director, things that you'd like to share about the score and those kinds of musical elements.
You there, Mare?
Yes. Okay, there I am. That was a lot of things, RJ. Which was first that you wanted me to talk about? How I approached.
Yeah, how you approach the score, just your thoughts about the score, all those kinds of things.
I love the score. I don't understand why it got a bad rap, I guess. The music is beautiful just on its own. But I think the music does a fantastic job of helping to facilitate the storytelling.
Agreed.
And there's things, okay, I don't always pay attention to the story, I know, but I'm like focusing on music and all the other things, but there's little, which I think is very smart, there's little themes that reoccur in the music. And then it's like a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little, it goes with the character. Like I feel like these characters have very specific music, and that's cool to look at from my end as like we're working on with the pit rehearsals, like following the different themes and how it goes along with the story. This is probably one of the, out of all the shows we've done, I think this one is the most interesting musically in that aspect, which is weird.
Yeah.
'Cause
Unexpected.
we've done
What?
what?
Unexpected.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would totally agree, Meredith. I was just saying that to Joe as someone who's, music directed in the past and loves to focus a little more on the music. I feel like I agree on Broadway. It kind of fell flat. The score didn't get a lot of love, but I think the score is so smart. And I think just the way the music is written communicates, it kind of helps to build the character's backstory almost. Like it invokes these emotions that you wouldn't have if it was just scene work. And I mean, that's true in many shows, but I think this one is specifically genius in the way it uses music to tell the story and build the characters.
And I will also say that there's a lot of
That's
underscore.
what I was gonna say.
Yes, there's a lot of underscore in the entire
Yes.
script. Again, Mary and I did this in February. We did a little show in February called Story of My Life, and the whole show was underscored, and we hadn't expected that. And this is very similar. There's a lot of music underneath scene work that is there to just amplify the storytelling piece of it or amplify the emotions in the scene. And it's just very cinematic, which has been challenging in a little tiny black box to make it big. And it needs to be big. It's Big Fish, right? So that's been challenging to have in a little tiny space. But these folks are running circles around this place like crazy. They're all over the place. They're all different characters. Every 10 seconds, they have a costume change. We're figuring all that out. We have a lot of obstacles going forward. The next 2 weeks are going to be problem-solving geniuses in the next 2 weeks because we've got a lot to solve because it's just a lot.
It was interesting because when I was preparing for this and reading and stuff, and I did run into that thing where it didn't get a lot of love on Broadway and yada yada. And I thought, and one of the things that I came across was it was too sweet. That for the times, everybody wanted these edgier, some of the more, things that were a little sadder, and it was, or they wanted this big spectacle. And I just, and when it was in 2013 in there, and I thought, oh, what a different time we were in. And now, darn it, could we use a little sweetness? And a little just sort of a story that is grounded in the love of these characters and their bond between each other and the ties that they form. And,
You're still
so,
going to need your tissues, RJ. So make sure you bring your tissues.
oh, well, yeah, but I mean,
It's all Pat's
absolutely.
fault.
Absolutely, but it's still. I think it's just. They were saying, "Oh, it was a sign of the times," and I think that maybe now is a better time for this to hit.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we all are in need of a little joy, and this really brings that forward. I think it's very silly. It's very out there at times, and we just are having fun with it. So. Yeah, let me play something from Alana. I got a little number from Alana. This is The Witch.
But your death will be glorious. Why would I want to know how I die? What's your concern? Are you scared of learning one thing new? When you can learn something secret that can help you through. In one good turn, I can show you counterfeit from true. Life begins when you know how it ends.
Life begins when you know how it ends.
Woo!
Interesting. I don't know about that, but I like it.
There are lots of little lines like that in the show. Like I found myself going through this script, underlining things and putting exclamation points out in the margin for things like Will's lines about all this time I thought you were trying to impress me, and really you were just trying to inspire me. Like I think that's like one of the best lines in the whole show, and there's lots of those. If you're
Well, this is a good exercise. Everybody come up with your favorite line that you say in the show.
That you say?
What
Ooh.
their favorite line in the show that they say. There's some crazy things in the show. Your favorite thing that you say.
God.
We're all thinking, but I think Pat may have an idea.
Oh, do I? Oh,
well, you unmuted, so I'm assuming that was a.
Well, I do, but the thing is, it is actually a song lyric
That's
that I
okay.
don't want to give away
Oh, okay.
until it happens. So that can be impetus for some folks to come, and then you can ask me afterwards, and I'll tell you which one it was.
Love that.
I have a few that I can think of. I know some of my favorite dialogues actually was somebody who's not here right now. Is Eric, who plays Don Price. I love the relationship between Edward Bloom and Don Price, who grew up in the same town. And Don's not really a fan of Edward, and Edward kind of thinks Don's a little dumb, which is really funny because if you've ever met Eric or talked to Eric, he's one of the smartest people I've ever talked to in my life. And he's just kind of playing a dummy. And I just love some of that stuff. One line that I thought of, which is not really, it doesn't really touch the heartstrings or anything, but I love the scene with the giant. And Avi, the giant says something about how he'll crush me up and eat my bones. And I ask him if he's still going to be hungry because I'm kind of appetizer size. I really like that one. That's
a good line. Yeah.
Sticks right in my memory.
Honestly, I was gonna say my favorite line is "I will smash your bones and eat you for dinner."
Oh,
that is one of the hardest lines in the whole show. It's so good. It's so awesome. I definitely feel very, very awesome whenever I say that.
Wendy,
I have
your favorite line.
Oh, a bunch of people just all said something at once. So go back to let's do Alana.
I have two, but they're both spoken to. I only say a few words in that saying, but spoken to oh my goodness. What is his name?
Eric?
Don Price. Yeah. Don Price. And the first one is the one that I always forget, which is you live an unexceptional life full of minor triumphs and major disappointments, and then you die. The "and then you die" part is my favorite part of that. And
Life
a
in
dollar
the-
pour. Yeah. And then a dollar pour, then you started. That's my So those are my two favorite ones.
Yeah.
What about you, Marilla?
Oh gosh, I mean, I have a lot of very mushy gushy romantic lines that I'm singing, and those are very sweet. But if we're talking about one that sticks out to me, Edward Bloom is telling a lot of stories through the whole show, and you know, his wife loves him very much. And one of the first times you see her, she tells her own story about this brave and handsome man who actually fixes their bathroom sink without complaining about it. And it's pretty sassy. It's pretty funny. And kind of right away that she can go toe to toe with this storyteller. And it's a good line. It's a good quip.
And it's clear they live in my house because I probably have said that about 10 times to the carpenter that I live with. So
This thing for your mother.
Wendy, I know your favorite line because you texted me it the other day. You said you were saying it in the car over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out how to inflect it, exactly how I wanted to inflect it, and I'm very frantically telling the mayor that there's a giant in them there woods.
Natalie, what do you got?
Yeah, so right in the same vein as Wendy, as another complaint to the mayor, I am insisting that the giant might eat my cat. Might eat my cat. And I carry around a little stuffed animal cat that was like one of my childhood stuffed animals, so that's
I have a hard time keeping a straight face the way you say that too.
It's so silly. Joe, you got anything good?
So for me, some of the most poignant. I mean, I have a couple of good poignant lines. My role is a little less humorous than some of the other folks here. But in one of the songs that I sing, "Stranger," it plays on the word stranger and the meaning. But one of the lines in that song, it talks about we can do things better than before, so that strangers we will be no more. And I just that's like the animating conflict we talk about with the father and the son. They're in the midst of feuding in essence throughout the show, and I just think it's really neat to see someone be like, okay, I can take responsibility for my end of a relationship, and do something better. We can both take our responsibility for each side of why this relationship hasn't been working, and maybe come to a better resolution when we both do that. It takes two to tango, so to speak. So that line's really meaningful to me.
It's funny. What a good intro. Ready? Here's Joe singing.
But he's a stranger. My father is a stranger, I know very well. A puzzling shell. Hopeful, what's on its way may help us both to grow. But I don't know when I'll understand what made him wild. I don't know why he has the urge to fly. I want to face him like a man and not a child. So I'll try, I'll really try. And in time, my boy is sure to see brighter days for Dad and me. We can do things better than before. So that strangers we will be. No
Gorgeous. I love an Andrew Lippa score. I just, God, he's so talented. Anyway, I can't wait to see you all in action. But not to be all practical and stuff. Doing what we love to do is expensive. And Pam, you were telling me some really good news right before we started about this year's kind of patron drive, so to speak.
Yeah, we put out a really lofty goal this year of raising $10,000. And we didn't think there was any way in HELL that we were going to do that. And we did. And I just can't thank our patrons enough. They really keep us going, man. I mean, you don't even know. It is so pricey right now, especially we all know everything's more expensive now in the world, but try lumber and it just goes on and on. It's so expensive to do a show right now. And this is the only way that we're able to survive it. And so I just can't thank our patrons enough for really stepping up this year and helping us reach our goal for the year, which, was mind blowing. So thank you so much to our patrons.
Woo woo. Yeah.
People that are patrons, I think sometimes, or folks in general, don't understand that if we had to charge if we had to charge in tickets, what it actually cost to put on a show, I mean, they'd be paying $100 tickets in the Fingerboards, and nobody's going to do that or want to do that. And so, if you're one of those folks that are watching us and can find it in your finances, this to throw a couple shekels to the cause, that would be really fantastic. And of course, getting yourself to the theater. Live theater is something that we all love that are in this little, I almost said Zoom room, but in this feed, it's something we hold near and dear to our heart. And we kind of don't do it just for ourselves. I mean, we could sing to each other all we want, but we really need an audience. And when we see those big audiences, it takes it to the next level as a performer. And so, tell your friends, get your tickets early. We've got a really cool, Pam's got a really cool idea here with the 100 ticket lock-in. If she can sell 100 tickets pre-sale, then there's going to be this big surprise.
We are going to open up our final dress rehearsal to students to come and watch. And we want to be able to do that for our community. So we're hoping that we can get to 100 real soon. We're about halfway there already. So that's great. And you'll hear more about that as we unlock that. So grab your tickets if you're going to come. It's not only is it cheaper at the, to get them online than at the door. They're more expensive at the door, but it's a small theater. There's only 100 seats in there. And so it's going to be full. It's going to be full. It's best to get tickets now in advance so that you have them and you have a seat. So we hope that you'll do that and we can find a way to get some of our students in the community to see some theater.
Absolutely. It's so important as a the pipeline. Pam and I work with the high school, our local high school, Geneva High School, on their musical, and we don't do that because we have nothing better to do with our time. We really do it because we want to grow this thing and sustain this thing of really high quality theater in the community. So yeah, getting those teenagers in the seats and being inspired and seeing themselves and all sorts of things is really important. So thank you for indulging me in that little, shameless plug of both patrons and tickets. Pam, I see we have about 2 minutes left. So Is there anything that you would like to share or ask or offer for the group?
I just want to say, telling a story like this it takes a lot of people. There's so many people working on this show. we have all kinds of artists, not just in front of you right now that are singing and dancing, but also behind the scenes, musicians and lighting technicians and costumers. And our stage manager, Fletcher, is like our hero. John George is working on lots of the magical elements for us. There's just so many things happening, people that are really chipping in. I love this photo of John's mom, who has been helping him make daffodils. He's making 200, the two of them are making 200 daffodils for the show, because we need a multitude of daffodils for the show. And the two of them have been working together on that project. And John and I had a good conversation about how special this has been for him and his mom, just like having that opportunity to spend that time together on something that feels important. And the idea of generational like healing is part of this story. And I just think it's just super special. So I can't thank our technicians enough. And a lot of our actors haven't even seen them yet. They're not even there. Simon Hadley is Robin Parker are designing our set. They're not even there yet. And it's going to be a phenomenal group that is kind of popping in on Friday. And they're going to put our entire setup in one night. And then we're going to put all the lights up in one day on Saturday. And then we're going to bring the orchestra in on Sunday. So it all happens in 3 days. And it's like magic. So we're so thankful for all of those people too. So I just wanted to make sure and also there are other cast members in the show that aren't here right now. We have a cast of 16 and those folks aren't here. We miss them too. And they're doing their darndest to bring this story to life too. So, yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for spending an hour with us. Oh, hi, Rachel. Thank you.
Customer, yeah.
Our customer. We saw her. You put up a picture of her earlier crafting what may have been a mermaid. I don't know.
Yes.
A little mermaidish. Yeah.
Go, Rachel.
So thank you for spending an hour with us on your Sunday evening. And again, Big Fish will be at the Black Box Theater, at the Pat Collins Black Box Theater at the Geneva Community Center. You can find all the information out about the location and how to get tickets and all that at theater444.com. And again, thank you to all my theater friends. Thanks, Pam, for letting me interview your cast. It's been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see it. I'll get maybe a sneak peek because I'm going to be one of those folks schlepping lights around next Friday. but see the full thing when you open. So Congratulations on what I know is going to be a great show. Thanks, Pam, for continuing to bring inspirational theater to the Finger Lakes and really always raising the bar somehow on each and every production that you put together. So
thank you. Well, we hope to see everybody at the show. So thanks, everyone.